Hello, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This happened across the weekend. I believe it was even Friday. Tom Hardy is reportedly cast as the new James Bond and looking to be replacing Daniel Craig. Now, this is the original source of the whole sort of hubbub that happened. We had it trending on Twitter. Countless videos have been made. I was going to do a video on it a little bit sooner. I was really trying to avoid touching on it in my live stream last night because I wanted to just break it down properly, basically. Now, again, this is their report anyway, and they also note that this is a popular fan cast. This is the Vulcan Reporter. It is a popular fan cast, and it's been around a little while. I actually really don't like this casting, and I'll get to why in a second, but let's take a look at the news, and then we'll get into my thoughts, and we'll also hear your thoughts. So Daniel Craig's successor has been found. Tom Hardy will be taking over the role of James Bond. Now there's a name to die for. As already known, No Time to Die, currently set for this November, which may even be delayed, will be Daniel Craig's fifth and final outing as the fictional MI6 agent. Naturally, fans have been speculating for years about who they think will be taking over from Craig after No Time to Die. Today I've learned that the successor is none other than Mad Max and Venom actor Tom Hardy. Apparently, and he goes on to say, look, I understand that this casting decision is a popular fan cast. I also know that every British news website, rumour blog under the sun, including The Sun, has been claiming that Tom Hardy will be playing the new Bond. Seeing as how these news sites churn out a new Who's the Playing Bond article every week or so, I'm going to assume that they don't actually know who the next Bond is. Be that as it may, I will not brand this article as an exclusive. I also hope you understand that I am not the type to just take a popular fan cast and run with it as a scoop. I expect many of the people who follow my scoops and know my credibility to help me with making this article stand out in comparison to the articles from the other news websites I mentioned earlier. This is the thing. This person does have some scoops. Like, they have actually been right in the past. So there's some legitimacy behind it. While Tom Hardy was expected to be announced as a new Bond in November, this does not seem to be the case anymore due to coronavirus. Nevertheless, I anticipate the announcement to come out this year. All the same, early 2021 also seems likely if No Time to Die gets delayed again, which makes sense, and it probably will be. The series of spy films are based on fictional character MI6 agent James Bond, blah blah blah, nothing specific there. They go on to say that No Time to Die is set to debut on November 12th internationally, with a US release set for the 20th. Tom Hardy recently starred in Josh Trank's Capone as the titular Al Capone. He also narrated All or Nothing, Tottenham Hotspur, which is a sports documentary series focusing on the 1920 season of the London football club Tottenham Hotspur. Hardy is also currently working on Venom, blah 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 blah. Right, why don't I like this casting? Okay. So, I really don't like this casting because when you think of James Bond, you think of very certain character traits. Now, I really like Tom Hardy as an actor. I think he's great. I think he's a really good actor. But he doesn't do the suave, sophisticated role particularly well. And just because he's a good actor doesn't mean that he's right for every single role. This isn't just based on anything, right? We've seen him in roles where he's supposed to be sophisticated, a bit posh, a bit suave, right? A bit upper class, which James Bond, generally speaking, is. And he comes across, his accent that he puts on for those roles, because we've seen it multiple times. Rock and Roller. What was he in as well? Inception. Layer Cake. Fairly certain he was in Layer Cake as well. It's clean and cheesy and a bit wishy-washy. He doesn't come across as the gruff, the normal Tom Hardy that we see, that we know, that we all like, actually. This is the thing. This is the thing to differentiate between the two of them. You like Tom Hardy because as an actor, he generally speaking plays a very similar role, right? You like him for the roles that we've seen him in more recently. They're all pretty-ish gruff, They're not posh, are they? You're not going to look at his career and go, Inception, he was the best in Inception. Rock and Roller, he was the best in Rock and Roller. Right? He was good in those, but he wasn't a James Bond type. And that's the problem. That's the problem. We have seen him do these roles before where he is supposed to be a bit upper class, a bit posh, you know, a bit suave, and he doesn't pull it off with that clean take that James Bond is supposed to be. Now this is the flip side, so playing devil's advocate, Daniel Craig has been a very gruff Bond. He still had the sort of upper class nature to him, but he has been a very gruff Bond. So it's dependent. They may be playing it to a more, well, to a much more gruff extent. They may be having him less sophisticated, less posh. But then is it James Bond? I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not just going to sit here and poo-poo the casting without offering my own casting. I would say Henry Cavill would be a good one. I think he showed, and again, just for argument's sake, he showed he could do that in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. He was very good in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Very, very good, in fact. He was a James Bond character. He could have done James Bond off the back of that. And yes, it's an obvious casting, but it's not a bad one. And this is the thing, when I look at both Tom Hardy and Henry Cavill, both great actors, right? Both of them are really, really good actors. One has a history of playing this sort of character, but not playing it to, you know, to a very well degree, a very good degree, i.e. Tom Hardy. And then the other good actor has played characters before and has pulled it off. So between the two of them, it would be Henry Cavill. Now, like I said, I really don't like this news. I think this is bad news, and I do believe it because I think that Barbara Broccoli is a bit all over the place with everything at the moment. I think that they are struggling to know where to go with things, and there's nothing out. Normally, James Bond will copy what's kind of current, right? So if you remember, Daniel Craig came out at the start of the Bourne, well, just after Bourne franchise and stuff like that, and they copied a lot from the Bourne franchise in terms of how he was fighting, his fighting style. It was very much that sort of copy-ish thing, and I think they're struggling because there's nothing to sort of copy at the moment. There's nothing that they can leech from. To weave into already the great stories that are there, because they are really, really good stories. And I love the James Bond franchise. I think it's great. I think, I remember watching it on Sunday TV, for goodness sake, way back in the day. I really, soft spot for it. But I think they're struggling, and I can believe this on the back end of that, because it's like, well, who can we hire to just get someone on board that people will love, and I don't know, just kickstart the franchise again? Well, Tom Hardy's a good bet. That'll shake things up. But it's a shame. I don't think that's the right casting, and it's not a slight on Tom Hardy, because I think he's a good actor. I think he's a really good actor. I think he can be very, very good in a lot of things. But when he's doing a different character, when he's trying to do a suave character, it doesn't come across very well. It's really bad, in fact. Like I say, just go look at Rock and Roller. Go look at Layer Cake. Go look at Inception. It doesn't come across right. Henry Cavill, on the other hand, can do it. He's done it a few times now. It comes across as believable. And what's an actor's job? To portray a character that is not them and make it believable. So why would you hire someone that has a history of doing that subpar? So anyway, there you go. There's my thoughts. Sorry this video is taking so long to get to. YouTube limits a channel to 3 videos per day. So when I came back from London on Sunday, I had lots to catch up on, and then I had lots to catch up on Monday, and I'm just a little bit behind, so that's why this one is a little bit delayed. But I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please do let me know everything down below in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think this is a good or bad casting? I'd love to hear it. I know there'll be a lot of people that will disregard what I've said, but please do go and look at those roles that he's done, and I think you'll see what I mean. But anyway, let me know down below. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, please do check that you are subscribed, because YouTube is unsubbing people. But thank you all so much for watching. As always, Mr. H, take care.